Jai Shri Krishna. The two armies, the armies of Pandavas and Kauravas, had gathered on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. They were well prepared to fight a war that was inevitable. Still, in this, the first verse of chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita, King Dhritarashtra asked Sanjay what his sons and his brother Pandu's sons were doing on the battlefield. It was apparent that they would fight. Then why did he ask such a question? The blind king Dhritarashtra's fondness for his own sons had clouded his spiritual wisdom and deviated him from the path of virtue. He had usurped the kingdom of Hastinapur from the rightful heirs, the Pandavas, sons of his brother Pandu. Feeling guilty of the injustice he had done towards his nephews, his conscience worried him about the outcome of this battle. The words Dharmashetra, the land of Dharma, that is virtuous conduct, used by Dhritarashtra depict the dilemma he was experiencing. Kurukshetra is described in the first verse of Bhagavad Gita as Kurukshetram Deva Yaganam in the Shatpat Brahman, the Vedic textbook detailing rituals. It means Kurukshetra is the sacrificial arena of the celestial gods. Hence, it was regarded as the sacred land that nourished Dharma. Dhritarashtra feared that the holy land might influence the minds of his sons. If it aroused the faculty of discrimination, they might turn away from killing their own cousins and negotiate a truce. A peaceful settlement meant that the Pandavas would continue being a hindrance for them. Dhritarashtra felt great displeasure at these possibilities and instead preferred that this war transpires, this war goes on. Dhritarashtra said, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samveta Yuyutsavah Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva Kim Kurvat Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjay, after gathering on the holy field of Kurukshetra and desiring to fight, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do? Sanjay said, Drishtavatu Pandavanikam Vyudham Duryodhanastada Acharyam Sangamya Raja Vachanam Bravid. Sanjay said, on observing the Pandava army standing in military formation, King Duryodhan approached his teacher Dronacharya and said the following words. Pashyaitam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupadaputrena Tavashishena Dhimata. This meant, Duryodhan said, respected teacher, behold the mighty army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arrayed for battle by your own gifted disciple, the son of Drupad. Atra Shura Maheshwasa Bhima Arjun Samayudhi Yuyudhano Viradascha Drupadascha Maharatha Drishtaketushchitanaha Kashirajascha Viravan Purujit Kunti Bhojascha Shabyascha Narpungavaha Yudha Manyuscha Vikrantutmanascha Viravan Saubhadro Draupadeyascha Sarva Eva Maharatha. Behold, in the ranks are many powerful warriors like Yuyudhan, Virat and Drupad, wielding mighty bows and equal in military prowess to Bhima and Arjun. There are also accomplished heroes like Drishtaketu, Chekitan, the gallant king of Kashi, Purjit, Kunti Bhoj and Shaibya, all the best of men. In the ranks, they also have the courageous Yudhamadyu, the gallant Uttamauj, and the son of Subhadra, and the sons of Draupadi, were all great warrior chiefs. And due to this anxiety, the Pandava army seemed much larger to Duryodhan than it actually was. He had never expected his opponents would mobilize an army of warriors with such military prowess, who would be formidable in battle. Out of fear of the looming catastrophe, he started enumerating the names of all the Maharathis, the warriors who were singly equivalent in strength to 10,000 ordinary warriors gathered on the Pandava side. They were all exceptional heroes and great military commanders, equivalent in valor to his cousins Arjun and Bhima. अस्माकं तु विशिष्टाये तान्निबोध द्विजोत्तम नायकानम सैन्यस्य संज्ञार्थम ताम्र विनीते. O best of Brahmins, hear too about the principal generals on our side, who are specially qualified to lead. These I now recount unto you. And Dronacharya was a teacher of military science and not really a warrior. However, he was on the battlefield as one of the commanders of the Kaurav army. An impudent Duryodhan even doubted the loyalty of his own preceptor. Cunning Duryodhan purposefully addressed his teacher as Dvijottam, best among the twice born, or Brahmins. His denigrating and veiled reminder for Dronacharya was that if he did not display his valor in this battle, he would be considered a lowly Brahmin who was only interested in the fine food and lavish lifestyle at the king's palace. Then, to cover up his vicious words and boost his teachers and his own morale, Duryodhan started naming all the great generals present on the Kaurav side, describing their valor and military expertise. Bhavana Bhishmascha, Karnascha, Kripascha, Samitijayah, Ashwathama, Vikarnascha, Somadattista, Thaivacha. There are personalities like yourself, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashwathama, Vikarn and Bhurishrava, who are ever victorious in battle. Annecha Bahavaha, Shura Madarthe, Takta Jivitaha, Nana Shastra Praharana Sarve, Yuddha Visharada. Also, there are many other heroic warriors who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. They are all skilled in the art of warfare and equipped with various kinds of weapons. Aparyaptam tatmasmakam balam bhishma avirikshitam paryaptam tvidabetesham balam bhima avirakshitam. The strength of our army is unlimited and we are safely marshaled by Bhishma Pitama, while the strength of the Pandava army carefully marshaled by Bhim is limited. Aineshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avasthitaha Bhishmamev avirakshantu bhavantah sarva evahi. Therefore, I call upon all the generals of the Kaurav army now to give full support to Bhishma, even as you defend your respective strategic points. Tasya sajjanya harsham kuruvriddha pitamaha Singhanadam vinadyochai shankham dadyamo pratapavan. Then the grand old man of the Kuru dynasty, the glorious patriarch, Bhishma roared like a lion and blew his conch shell very loudly, giving joy to Duryodhan. Jai Shri Krishna.